Bang! Fiziev versus Gamrot, another edition of the Lucrative MMA Betting podcast, or a bit different today, the Big Steve Lucrative MMA Betting podcast, the Lucrative Big Brain podcast, whatever you want to call it. I'm here in person, live in Melbourne with Big Steve. I come to his area. I've taken over his town, and now we're doing a little live stream for the people.
Yep. I don't know what to say about some of those things, but yeah, he's definitely in Melbourne. So why not? Why not? The first man to bring me on a podcast. Just having a coffee, chilling, breaking in this casting couch. So yeah, see how we go.
I don't know if this has been done before, like live podcast, MMA Twitter. Has it been done before?
I don't know, man.
I feel like we're the first people to do it, breaking down barriers. You know, shout out to everybody in the chat: Uncle Lou, Daz Files. Fubu.
Lou's not having a black background as well. That's it, mate. That's it. Not in my house, so I'm not hiding anything. So yeah, these are all Lucrative's fans. Here's this guy, Daz Files. Get out of here, mate. We're gonna block him. No, I'm just joking. Yeah.
So I didn't tape the first two fights of the night, like I said.
So
hopefully you did for the people, because I'm coming in with some lack of information.
That's classic. It's all right. I came prepared, guys.
I will tape it, but I just can't be bothered. I think people at home can relate to me. Mizuki Inui versus Hannah Goldie.
That's not even the first fight.
Yeah, and Vidal versus some random chick who I've never heard of, who has a similar name to that chick who throws the head and arm. I couldn't do it, you know. There's 19 Bellator fights on, and there's regional scene and Dana White's Contender Series, so I'll put those at the back burner. So I let Steve take those away.
That's right. I don't know how this guy makes money skipping fights like these. Absolute killers. Let me just address the comments. My dad is in here. My dad is always in here. Who is taller? I think it's quite clear that I'm taller based on this angle. Both look kind of gay. Yeah, look. Come on, mate. We're monetizing this video, so we can't say that word. Let's get this bread. Steve Gregory. Need the Steve Jobber background back. All right. Yeah, I take the first one, man. Montserrat Rendon, Tamiris Vidal. I actually hit you up about this. I was like, there might be a bit of value. And then by the time I finished taping, I was like, nah, I don't really want to hit this. It just feels like they're setting up Vidal with like this 35-year-old, I think she's 34-year-old Mexican chick. And she's a blue belt. And she grapples, she like cage pushes a lot. And she just kind of sniffs her gloves and boxes. And she's got split decisions with like low-level girls. I don't know about you, man, but this Vidal kind of reminds me of is it Caitlin Souza, that chick that submitted Morose. Just like a young Brazilian chick that a lot of questions about her, and her regional tape is crap. But then she comes into the UFC and she's like knocking out a girl with like a check knee, you know, switch knee. So I don't know. It feels like a weirdly set up fight for Vidal. I think Rondon, her path is like a split decision.
Yeah,
because she's got a bunch of split decisions, man. It's like really low level girls. But why I said it's like a dog or pass. I mean, if she doesn't get submitted, I think she has a bit of decision equity. But it's just like fuck. I don't know, man.
I want to fade Vidal so bad, man.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but it's like she'll drop down for heel hooks and shit. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I think she can submit this girl. This Rendon girl is like. She gives me single mum vibes.
What's the under? Woman's fight.
I didn't even look at it, man.
I'll have a look.
I'm leaning it to go over, so that's why I didn't. That's why I'm favoring the dog. Let's have a look. But it's like, how much opinion can you give me when you didn't even fucking tape the fight, mate?
No, just wondering like if you fancy the over or the under at the price. So oh shit, GTD's minus 230 Under 2.5 is plus 210. No value on that? Big number.
Yeah, it just depends, like what you think Rendon is, because she's a blue belt.
Has she got finishes in that?
No, all decisions, man. She's just
decisions on the regional scene as well to bums.
And this Claudia Zamora, who was in PFL.
Yeah, I know her.
Zamora took her down and took her back in round 3. So it's just
horrible. Yeah,
it's a pass fight, man. But under a pass. Big Bird. Why did the thumbnail look like that? We just took a screenshot of. I don't understand. Jewish better. I took Rendon plus 3.4. Yeah, that's. I mean, I'll just take it by decision. But yeah, horrible fight, man.
Another horrible fight. I will say something about Mizuki because I feel like I have to do some input, yeah, even though I didn't take the fight. So the reason, everyone knows I like Amanda Lemos, yeah. I called her to maybe be champion one day. The reason I said it was because
she was close. She was close against Zhang.
I mean, the first round submission, right? Like that was actually close. I feel like she would have tapped a lot of other girls out with that, man. Zhang's just a tough motherfucker. But the reason I liked Lemos and I thought she could go far in the UFC was because of this Mizuki Inoue fight. So I actually bet on Inoue in that fight because I thought she'd be able to take Lemos's damage. And so I thought the Lemos would probably break down later in the fight. I was right. She did take Lemos's damage, but Lemos didn't break down later in the fight. So it does say something about Mizuki Inoue that she was able to survive to a decision against Lemos. And after that fight, I said Lemos is good enough to fight for the belt, maybe even become champion. So I actually think Inoue is a good fighter. You know, I've liked her since that fight. I bet on her for a reason. And she looked quite good in that fight. You know, she kept Amanda Lemos up against the fence for a while. She looks quite strong in the clinch, especially because Lemos is quite a physical girl as well. She's very durable. She got dropped twice or hurt twice by Lemos, didn't get finished. But she's been out for a few years. I don't know why she's been out. I couldn't find it. I had a little look. Do you know why she's been out?
No, I'm leaving this fight till like the last thing. Like after LFA, after Bellator, it's just I don't think the line's going to go anywhere. I know my boy Pepe played Goldie, but yeah, I get it. You know, it's just I'm not really impressed with Inoue. I mean, she went to split decision with Wu Yayan, man. So
yeah, that was a bad performance. But Goldie's not it, man. Goldie's a terrible fighter.
Yeah,
especially at this day and age. And she's got OnlyFans as well. I think Steve subscribes to her OnlyFans, so you should know a little bit more about how she's been training for this fight.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a professional. I do a lot of research on all these fights. Unlike this guy, like I don't skip any details. It's kind of like, you know, serious gamblers here, and then like the dude that just messes around and, you know, pays his workers to tape for him and stuff. So it's a good combo here tonight.
Yeah, so serious gambler. So how's she looked on the OnlyFans?
According to the OnlyFans, there's a little bit of value. But yeah, I'm passing them. Yeah. I got to look some more into it. I got to wait for her the pay-per-view video. She's posting that tonight, so it's an extra fee. So I'm just gonna wait for that. I'm gonna pay for it. I'm gonna evaluate. I'm gonna watch it maybe a couple times after training before bed, and then I'll make my decision.
Good man.
But yeah, here we go. Apparently she had knee surgery. Anyway, that's
fair enough.
Big red flag. Do you want to answer, Big Bird? James, do you think you could escape Steve's patented guillotine?
I don't know. Should we do it live on stream?
No, we're not doing that shit, bro. I already had a drunk guy fucking challenge me at a party.
Did you choke him up?
Yeah, I did. But
good man.
What was going to happen, you know? All right. You want to take this one away?
Yeah, of course, bro. This is the fight of the night. You know, every card we have like a main event. That's not a main event. And this is the main event for tonight or for Saturday night. Jake Collier, the prototype, 10-7 or whatever he is, versus Muhammad Usman. Horrible fight. We spoke about this one on the DMs actually, or on Telegram. I don't think we spoke about too many fights, but this was the one we spoke about first. And I told you that I'm betting Jake Collier in this spot. So I've got a bet on him. I think he's come down now. I bet him at like 140, 150. I think he's like 110. And I said to you, he'll go off close to pick him. So you might want to get in now if you're going to bet him. And he has gone down to closer to pick him. I just think that he's got big finishing upside in this fight. Like if anyone finishes, I think it's probably going to be Collier. I think if Muhammad Usman gets on top, I don't think he's going to do much. Maybe though, because we saw what Huggy Bear did to Collier, but I don't know, that was just a weird one. So it is possible, but I just feel like if Usman gets on top, just going to ride out time. Whereas if Collier gets on top from a reversal, failed takedown attempt, anything, it's heavyweight, they might just slip over. I think Collier can finish him on top. I think he's going to put out an insane amount of volume, at least for the first 1.5 rounds. So I think he's more likely to take round 1. And Usman's just not a good fighter to me, man. I mean, he got in the UFC off like, I'm not going to call it a fluke knockout, but I think he was like plus 200 against Pauger in that spot. and then he's gone to some dodgy split with Justin Taffer, got hurt in the last round. I can't make this guy a minus 170 or wherever. He's like minus 180 or something when I bet Collier, I can't make him minus 180. I know Collier's not a good fighter, but yeah, I don't know, man. Easy bet on Collier here for me. Easy bet, honestly.
Yeah. No, I couldn't do it, Lou. I couldn't sign up to this OnlyFans. Only because there's plenty of fights. So yeah, James told me about this fight, and I was like, fuck, all right, I guess I'll spend my Sunday night getting ahead, taping this shit show. And then, I can get it out of the way and not worry about it for the rest of the week. And I just left feeling like Jake Collier is a money pit. And, even when he wins fights, he loses. The Arlovsky fight, the Carlos Felipe, should have really beat Huggy Bear. And, he's just gassy. He falls apart. He kind of fights like a female WMMA. Like, he goes really aggressive at the start, even against, what's his name?
Bodé.
No, the guy that he actually beat in the first round.
Sherman.
Chase Sherman. Even against him, I was like, what the hell is this aggression, man? He was eating shots from Sherman, and then luckily, if he's going to break anyone, it's going to be Chase Sherman. And I listened to an interview, and he said he was going to do the same thing here. And it's like, if he doesn't do it, if he just gasses himself out, and if he's like going for a takedown in rounds 2 or 3, like there's definitely value. Like I could see this being a pick and fight, heavyweights, where I do see Old Mate winning round 1 at a high clip just because he's so aggressive. But then that comes at a cost. He kind of sacrifices round 3, like all the time. Even against Budai, shoots a sloppy takedown. I'm like, why would you? There's no way you're going to take Budai down. And then he shoots a sloppy takedown, gets reversed. One fight after he did the same thing to Huggy Bear and got finished off that mistake. He's just too aggressive for me. He doesn't. At least Usman, who I shit on Usman. A lot of people shit on Usman. At least he has a weird like decision equity. He's just kind of like herky jerky with his stand up, and he can win a decision without using his wrestling. Like we've seen an Ultimate Fighter. He was kind of competitive with that bum that he knocked out. What's his name? Pauga. Yeah. The best thing about this podcast is this guy can fill in all my. I fucking forget everything. Pauga. He's got a weird style, like herky jerky, and I know he's going to pace himself for 3 rounds. But I was going between, do I play it because it's pick'em and I'm getting like 30 cents, or do I not waste my money on this shit show heavyweight fight? He actually went up to $1.30, $2.30 plus 130 at one point. So money came back in on Usman. So I decided to wait because I'm like, maybe more money comes in because, he's Usman's brother. But now it's been stealing some more. I'm just looking at maybe some cheeky, under 1.5. It's $3 at 1.5. I think there is a chance that Collier maybe finishes him. But after that, it's just, maybe look for live betting. It's just, Collier's a money pit, man. He can barely beat anyone. Can he beat Usman? Maybe even Usman's slight favorite is accurate. So,
it's basically a pick 'em the fight. When you look at it, you're like, I feel like the true line is fairly close to pick 'em. So 150 is an easy bet for me. I don't always bet though. I hate when people say that. A lot of people say if you cap it at a certain odds and the odds are different, you should always bet on it because there's value. And I know you don't subscribe to that, and I don't subscribe to that at all because sometimes you just don't want to get involved in certain fights, first of all, because you don't trust somebody. So that's one reason why you wouldn't bet it, even if it has value. And then on the other hand, sometimes you just don't have a good read on it. I might cap it at pick'em, but my read might be shit, and I might not have a good read. So then maybe there is no value. So I don't subscribe to just because there's value, you have to bet it. But in this spot, I do think it's one of those ones. It's like plus 150 on a pick'em fight with a guy that's at least got more UFC experience, it's an easy bet for me, but we'll see, man.
I get it, man. I get it. But it's just fucking Jake Collier, man. And this, let me address Daz. Jake has been on a diet.
It looks like it. But
if you think because of that one photo.
Shirt on, though.
Yeah, shirt on, dude.
Steve knows that trick. Shirt on so you can't see any flab or any abs.
Bro, that's why I wear jumpers all the time. But that shirt, as soon as I saw that photo of him sweating, and then I looked at him on the scales, it looks like the same physique. He doesn't actually have a protruding gut. It's just kind of flat, but it's still a massive gut.
Yeah.
So don't fall for the narrative of that.
Sherlock Holmes over here.
Wait for the weigh-ins, dude. Wait for the weigh-ins. And then everyone's just spreading it. Collier's in shape, and now the line's getting steamed. I was like, fuck.
That's so square, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna spread a narrative about Usman being on EPO as well. So hopefully I get a better line on Collier.
You're not gonna shout out the personal YouTube channel? On my own stream, you're not going to highlight that comment?
Yeah, all right. What's your self-improvement channel, bro?
So it's not just self-improvement, it's also lifestyle. I might start doing vlogs, Steve. What do you reckon?
Oh,
Driving about in Porsches, driving about in Lambos. You feel that, yeah?
Yeah, I guess so, bro. That's what you're about.
If you type in Gambler JGB on YouTube, I do videos on there. I might start doing vlogs and stuff like that. You know, meeting Big Steve, having a nice coffee with him in Melbourne. Maybe we'll check out Big Steve's apartment, see how he's living, see all his stacks of cash from Bet365 and that stuff under the pillow.
That's it.
And also do like self-improvement mindset stuff, how to be happy, all of that bullshit. So yeah, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, Gambler JGB. I got a lot of content coming out soon.
Nice. Fugu makes a good point. Remember Derek Lewis photo? Yeah, same shit, dude.
What fight was that for?
It wasn't the Lima one.
No, when he got smoked, didn't it?
It was the one before that where people thought he was in shape. Yeah, probably. Or the Spivak. And he looked exactly the fucking same.
Yeah.
And then the Lima fight where he was actually the play and he actually had abs at the weigh-ins. And people were like, oh, that's what they were saying about him last time. But he was actually in shape this time, and he was the last fight on the contract. People just kind of put two and two together, you know? Especially Lou. What are you talking about, Lou? We need a video of you guys solving crimes, Aussie Vice. Yeah.
Well, you know, there's a lot of crimes to solve when Lou's involved, man. Old school Lou's, old school gangster. You've got to be careful with Lou.
What's this mean, Steve? I don't know what Hark is, but...
Oh, he's calling you a rapist, bro.
Oh, right. Well...
Or maybe me, because I'm English.
Yeah, well, look, no comment. Me and Russell Brand are both innocent.
So what?
All right, let's move on.
Oh, you reckon Russell Brand's innocent? I'm going to get Steve cancelled now. What do you reckon about it? Is he innocent?
Yeah, get my 500 subscribers cancelled. Yeah, of course he's innocent, bro.
All right,
let's go. Jacob Malcoon, Cody Brundage.
Minus 500, yeah?
I'll take it.
Your countryman.
I'll take it. My countryman. Oh, yeah, he's Lebanon.
He's Aussie.
Yeah, the most Aussie-looking dude. He's a typical Sydney Aussie. He's Lebanese. You can tell by his...
He trains at the gym I was telling you, SRG Thai Boxing. He trains at SRG Thai Boxing. Yeah. I said on my stream yesterday, it's not really a good advertisement for my gym, that Jacob Malcoon, because it's a striking gym.
Yeah, his striking's horrible.
Yeah.
It actually makes sense now that I think about it. And that's probably why this is the narrative this week, that Cody Brundage round one has a bit of value.
Yeah, makes sense.
I think you mentioned it too, and I was like, I don't know, I don't like piling on these losing bets. And then I saw it today, and it's $13 on
round one, just round one,
just round one, dude.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, surely there's value on that,
dude. I'm putting $100 on it, and I only watched one fight because I'm not gonna
You're gonna put a whole unit on it.
No, $100. No,
yeah, whole unit.
It's hilarious. Using my own jokes against me.
That's value, bro. 1,200 plus 1,200.
Yeah, I'll put $100 on it, but taping Malcoon, I only watched his last fight against Maximov, where I played him by decision and got saved because he can't finish anything. Yeah. Even though the guy fucked his knee.
Yeah.
I don't remember him getting rocked, and he got rocked by Malcoon, by Maximov. So I was like, man, he got rocked. He obviously got knocked out in his debut. He got rocked by AJ Dobson. He looked awful on the feet. It's worth $100, man. I'll put $100, and then I also contemplated the under.
Yeah.
I know Malcoon.
What's the under?
It's like pick 'em, under 2.5.
Oh.
Which it's kind of accurate, you know. You either give 50-50 chance of old mate getting through him or maybe getting finished late. I know he's a wet blanket, but he put AJ Dobson through the ringer and he attempted a lot of like front head chokes against Abdul, and Cody's just a flake, man. He's a flake, and maybe if he comes out strong looking for a finish, because last fight on the contract, he probably didn't think he was going to get a fight after that horrible performance against.
No, I listened to some of Clint Diehard MMA's podcast.
Oh no! How many units did you lose?
He had, I can't remember who he had on, but he had somebody, James Lynch, I think he had on. No, James Lynch, the interviewer.
He's good because he'll probably mention his interviews and shit.
He gets a lot of inside information from the fighters. Obviously, he interviews them, and he said that Cody Brundage, something to do with he already got cut. And then the UFC said, all right, we're going to give you one more fight.
Yeah, they do that. They brought him back to take this fight.
For some reason, so like it goes to what you're saying. He might just go balls to the wall.
Yeah, it's and you see like it's always a reaction. Like Jamie Malaki or anyone that has a really boring fight, they come out super aggressive the next time. So he's probably embarrassed as shit. It's like, fuck, that was awful. I kept going for guillotines, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I'm going to come out there and try run through Malcoon. He either does it or he probably just blows his load, and then he gets finished by someone like Malcoon, who doesn't finish anyone. But yeah, Malcoon's a grinder, man. Maybe he can make him flake, but
I wouldn't play Pick'em now, man, just because Malcoon.
Yeah. I talked myself. I talked myself out of it after tape. Taping Brundage, I was like, yeah, I'm playing this. Then I taped Malcoon, and I was like, oh, fuck.
You know, books are getting a lot sharper because you got -500 on the money line, who's only won by decisions, but it's Pick'em to go under. So the books know what they're doing, man.
They're accurate, man. They're accurate, which
a lot better than they used to be.
Regionals where it's at. They don't have time to fucking get on the regionals. Steve Gregory, round 1 KO. Fuck, that's even juicier. But it's like, I guess, is he going to get a guillotine on someone like Malcoon? I don't see it.
No, maybe, but if he rocks him.
Cody, but it's like
definitely pulled guillotine a lot last time out.
But if round 1 is $13, it's like why get cheeky with it?
Yeah, it's true.
Cody been working on flying toe hold. It's going to be Lou Betcher. You're best friends with him, mate. What's the inside knowledge with you, mate? I know you've been lost.
Cody's boy.
Yeah, I know you love losing money on him. Tell us what the play is.
+500, man.
All right. Team Means Andre Fialho. You want to take this one as well?
I think Means is going to get knocked out. I honestly do. I understand his value on Means. Yeah, all right. Like,
hot take.
If it goes to decision, it might be a hot take though, because a lot of people are betting Means, man. A lot of people are betting Means, and Means' price is dropping.
A lot of people bet Means against Moreno too.
I actually bet the under there at plus money,
and against Holland too. And it's like,
I think I bet the under there as well, or something. But I just feel like one guy's older than the other. You know, one guy's more washed than the other. Everyone keeps saying Means hasn't been knocked out in, you know, I had a few comments on my stream yesterday. Means have been knocked out once in 40 fights or something. Yeah, but all the times he's been subbed, he's been like knocked out before that as well, you know. He's been club and sub many times, which is basically a knockout in my eyes. You know, Daniel Rodriguez knocked him out, man. Like, if he would have unloaded, it would have been a knockout. Also, I think it was at the end of round 1 where the bell saved him anyway. So it's like, that was basically a knockout. The guy's been knocked out like 4 times as far as I'm concerned. And also, people are getting this mistaken. Yeah, he's got good durability, but that was early on in his career. You know, that was for the first 15 years of his career. The last 5 years, or your first 10 years, the last 5 years, his durability's been going down. So you can't look at fights when he was 25 and say, oh, look, he doesn't get knocked out, because now he's 38 or 37. So his durability's changed. So I don't really subscribe to one knockout in 40 fights.
It's 39, actually.
39. So, yeah, I don't subscribe to that one knockout in 30 fights to mean he's not going to get knocked out here. I just think Fialho is going to catch him at some point. You know, it's not really a technical breakdown. I will say that if the fight goes to decision, I would make a bet on Means to win the fight, of course. If Means gets in his flow, then he's hard to beat. Honestly, I know it sounds crazy at 39. Obviously, upper echelon always going to beat him, but he's actually hard to beat when he gets in his flow at this level. So I don't think Fialho is that good. But I just have a strong vision of Fialho catching Tim Means here. So I'm in an R in between 2 plays. I'm looking at Fialho KO/ITD. And ITD is a bit juice. It's kind of annoying. I don't like playing juice ITDs like that, especially when I think the other fighter will probably win a decision. That means he's not the massively better fighter. Like, I'd play Holloway ITD against Korean Zombie at -150 because he's just so much better. But in an even fight like this, I wouldn't play it. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. And then the other thing I was looking at is Means decision, but I don't know, man. I think Fialho's going to knock him out. I might play it. We'll see. I'm not decided yet.
Yeah, I think Means decision's all right, just because I think his powers are getting a bit overrated. I agree with everything, man. Means is like one of those washed, shop-worn dogs that I'm not really rushing to play. It's kind of like McDessie as well. You know, they always have value.
Yeah.
They're better than their line indicates. They always keep fights competitive, but it's like the shop-wornness and like lack of volume and whatever it is with Means. I just don't want to put any money on it. You know, like I said, people bet him against Holland. People bet him against Moreno. And he looked value until it's not. He's just old, man. He's old. He's high guard. He comes into the pocket, like he doesn't avoid any punches. I played the under 1.5 here. Don't really like it. I played it when it was like plus 130 because it was over-unders came out like 5 p.m. in Melbourne for once on Bet Online. So I was awake. I was like, let's take advantage. You know, I'm usually like sleeping and then everyone smashes it. And I just kind of blindly did my wiki cap, and I saw the majority of, you know, the unders are like 1.5. And, you know, even when Max Griffin didn't kill him, he was under 1.5. And I was like, you know what? Fialho has a big chance. I think Fialho cracks really hard. And also, both guys on 3-fight losing streaks. I think Fialho does the same thing as what I think Brundage will do. He's like, all right, I need to finish. It's the last fight of my contract. He said he was going to go patient against Buckley. Didn't fucking make a difference. Still got knocked out like in other fights. So he's going to come out here. He knows he needs to finish. Last time, Tim Means was on a 3-fight losing streak. It was against, what's his name? Alves. And he came out super aggressive. I remember I bet him. And he was just eating so many shots to close the distance. I was like, oh, this guy's going to get knocked the fuck out. And luckily, he closed the distance, dropped Alves first, guillotined him. So I was like, it's probably the same thing again. Or he's just completely washed and he just doesn't care. Maybe he doesn't want to get knocked out one last time. You know, I hear he's like coaching. Maybe he just comes out super timid. But yeah, I try to watch his fights where he had potential to actually finish someone that's not as durable as, let's say, Mike Perry. And yeah, man, it's pretty much Thiago Alves and Ricky Rainey. It's pretty much like really, really old wash guys. That's why I don't like the under. I feel like the under is correlated with Fialho. He's definitely hits harder. He's probably going to get a bit wrestled by Means. And that's probably going to contribute to going over. But if anything, if I was forced, I would rather play that. I'd rather play that. I think most of the time this fight's going to go under 1.5. I see a lot of people playing it doesn't go the distance, like you said. I think it's a little bit scary. Like obviously you have to put more money on the juicier line. And
what is it?
It's minus
the 200 or something.
Yeah, under 2.5 is minus 200.
Not great.
But like doesn't go, which people are playing is even worse. And I feel like if it goes over 1.5. It's probably going to go to like a sweaty, gassy decision where Means is going to have more success grappling and Fialho is going to be more gassed and less power in his hands. Plus the one round, round one KO, when I played against Baeza, it was plus 800. And now the bookies are on it. It's like $3.50. So it's like...
did you cash that, yeah?
Yeah, I did.
Lovely.
But now it's like, fuck.
What is it? Plus 300?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. You know, it's not like barely plus money, but yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I got down to 1.5. I didn't tell anyone on Discord. I'm not like tipping it out. I'm probably not even going to track it, but I'm nervous about it. But it's like quarter unit. So yeah, I think if you're betting Means, the guy's just going to get cracked at some point.
Yeah, it's hard for me to see this 15 minutes where like Means doesn't get hurt. You know,
it's his style, man. He hands up into the guard, no footwork, and just he eats to return. And yeah, you don't want to do that against Fialho. If anything, live bet him, or just sprinkle a little bit Means decision.
Fialho still cracked Salikov and cracked Buckley as well.
Bro, he cracked everyone he's fought.
Yeah, he does.
The guy hits like a truck, man.
Yeah.
What is Lou Betcher? We're gonna address one of your fans. He's fucking relentless.
Who?
Renzo Jourdain. Hey guys, what's the best betting website other than Bet365? I don't know where you're from, man. If you're from Australia or whatever, but Bet365 is the goat for me. And then I guess I'd say Bet Online, but I'm new to Bet Online, so
yeah.
Otherwise, in Australia, I'll probably
Depends
say
where you are, man.
Yeah.
Aussies, Ladbrokes, Ned, Sportsbet, and Bet365 for the most part.
Yeah, there you go. He was just asking like 3 times, so it was bothering me. Why not play the decision, no bet? What's that line, man?
Yeah, it's pretty juicy.
Yeah, it's probably minus 200.
I wouldn't bet.
And on someone that's gassy, and you know, if Means comes out aggressive, then at minus 200.
Man, he just got finished 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
He's not super durable either.
Yeah. I want the best times to play like this decision doesn't go when you get a push is like when the other guy is Pedro Munoz. Yeah, like it's gonna push. Like no one's knocking out Pedro Munoz. But like with Fialho, I don't trust that guy at minus 200. I'm just assuming it's minus 200.
Cheeto, I had Cheeto to knock him out.
Yeah. That Cheeto, you always play scorecard doesn't go with Cheeto because he's except Jack Matthews, who looked like a world beater that night. Yeah, but Jack Matthews again, super explosive, athletic, and then that was probably the best performance he's had in his life. Need a clean sweep for my Colombia trip. We got this. Colombia, mate. Great place. All right. So I haven't taped this fight much at all. Miles Johns, Dan Aguerto. What I did was refresh with Dan. I was looking at that line. It was better than minus 200. I was like, fade on, what's his name? Fade Miles Johns, chinny, gassy, flaky, you know, all the things that Aguerto has. And I remember people going back and forth with me on my Discord about playing Lawrence at Juice against Aguerto. And I was like, I don't know, Aguerto, it's going to go into Aguerto's scramble heavy style. And I felt like I was right with the way that fight was about to end with like a round 1 guillotine for him. A lot of people were underestimating him there. And I felt like, you know, I think that's why the line is where it is now. The hype is carrying over. And then I taped it and I was like, nah, he was just like sloppily rushing into takedowns against Lawrence. And he's just a brute. He's a brute. And I think he might struggle to take down Miles Johns early because Johns is a good wrestler himself. And
yeah,
he's a brute. He's going to get hit by Johns. Yeah, Johns is gassy, but it's like, this is a classical, you know, The line is where it's at because John's gasses and he's a flake.
And because Aguerto, the Ronnie Lawrence fight.
Yeah, the hype
should have won.
The hype. Whereas he was a massive underdog just the fight before. Yeah. But now when people saw what happened, so it's a massive overcorrection.
And he was a dog to Ronnie as well.
Yeah, and it's a classic like, we think he's better than he was last week, and now he's fighting a shitter guy. But now it's crap. It's going to be super competitive early. But I didn't take Miles Johns because I hate the guy. I just I taped the Natividad fight because I know Natividad likes to wrestle, but I didn't get the answers that I wanted. Instead, Miles Johns tried to wrestle Natividad instead. So I just wanted to see his takedown defense. I didn't tape the Castaneda fight because I watched that so many times. He's just got pressure broken. Yeah. But yeah, past fight, it's one of the ones that I haven't really looked into much. So hopefully you can add something, mate.
Yeah, actually, I like Miles Johns a little bit in this spot because I like him for multiple reasons. I like him. So I always say there's 3 ways to cap a fight: stylistically, statistically, and then the intangibles. And I feel like the intangibles is, what's this?
He's just talking to Brandon Levis.
Yeah, I feel like the intangibles are on Miles Jones' side with the market overcorrection. I also believe that Miles Jones is a lot better than what the market is rating him at the moment because of his previous fights. Obviously, he took the fight with Morales on short notice. And then the fight before that, I think, was Castaneda. Obviously, he lost that as a massive favorite. It was like -300. I think the line closed a lot shorter.
Cashed.
A lot of people are on +200 Castaneda there. And so I think people are low on Jones. And then I think they're high on Aguerto at the moment, like you mentioned. So the market, in my opinion, is overreacting. And then stylistically, I think Miles Jones is a good wrestler. And he's quite strong. He's stocky, short, low center of gravity. I feel like he'll be able to defend some takedowns early. And so it'll probably be on the feet for a good portion of the fight, at least first 7.5 minutes. And in those times, I feel like Miles Jones is probably going to get a better at a stand-up. I think he hits harder. And I think he's underrated stand-up a little bit. I honestly do, man. Obviously, if he comes up against a better striker, he's always going to get picked apart. He's going to look quite rudimentary because he hasn't got that many tools. But when he fights somebody like Dan Aguerto, who's kind of hittable on the feet, I think he can look decent. Like when he fought Anderson Dos Santos, he looked quite good on the feet there because the guy's just not a great striker, you know. So and he kind of outworked him on the feet.
Punching bag as well.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like Miles Jones is gonna be able to keep the fight on the feet at least early, and then I also feel like he's gonna win on the feet. I think he can hurt Aguerto, and I don't know, man. I think the biggest thing for me is I think this is overreaction on the market, and I like to capitalize on overreaction. So yeah, we'll see. But I've got a bet on Miles Jones at like +160 or something.
Oh shit! Free bet, lucrative bet.
Free bet.
I already gave you a losing bet on the low confidence under 1.5 for the Fialho, so we're even there.
I think that's gonna hit.
It feels like I don't like it to like put a unit on it, but I feel like if the fight's gonna finish, it's in that period. But yeah, I have to look into it, man. I feel it's tough to bet on fucking Miles Johns. What I do regret is passing on that Morales fight. He was a slight favorite, right? Wasn't too much of a juicy favorite.
No,
that was an overreaction too.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Them thinking because he got killed by Castaneda, he was going to get killed by awful Morales.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to force it. But my gut was like, play him, dude. And then I was just watching him easily 30-27 Michael Morales. It does nothing. The guy does nothing.
That was a bad fight, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it's because if you're going to give Johns the fight that he wants, it's going to be a bad fight because he's very negative. But Aguerto's going to come into the... Have you seen much of Aguerto's chin? I know he got dropped in LFA, but I haven't looked deep into it. He's never been knocked out. I know that.
He seems tough. He seems tough. Like, he takes a lot of shots. But Miles Jones hits hard, and I think he's going to get cracked on the feet, man.
Yeah, it could be a good live bet, too. If Aguerto survives, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
I think my penis just hit the table, and it went, like, blurry. That's fine. It's all fixed now. Narco is sending me a cock. Thanks, mate. I actually sent him one on his live chat, and he...
Is that what that is?
The guy went up to me with a lot more exclamation marks, not equal signs. Thanks, man. I just said that. Stealing my thunder. Aguerto looks worse in LFA. Well, yeah, I think Aguerto's improving a lot. That's the thing. People are shitting on his regional tape, and I think that Lawrence fight showed it.
He's being overrated for the Ronnie Lawrence debacle, man.
Well, what about the Jackson fight?
Yeah, that was all right.
But he's also
being overrated for that because he lost. He lost clearly.
Yeah, he lost. Well, yeah, he lost clearly, but it's because he got backpacked. I mean,
No, like he did well to not get finished.
on short notice, upper weight class too.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know, man. We see this all the time where people get overrated for weird shit.
Yeah,
like,
I just think he's not as bad as people.
No, he's definitely not. He's a good fight. He's in favourite, -200. Like I just feel like he's too wide. This fight is a pick'em to me, man. I can definitely see Miles Johns gassing late and getting finished. Yeah, but it's like everyone can see that. I don't think we're getting any like. I mean, who doesn't know that? You know what I mean? Everyone knows Miles Johns might get gassed and finished in this fight.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're missing out on. He didn't actually beat Ronnie Lawrence. He's 0-2 in the UFC, 0-1 in the UFC. He's very hittable on the feet, and Miles Jones is a good wrestler. So I feel like people are missing that.
Yeah.
And only focusing on Miles Jones being a gasser and Aguerto showing out very good in 2 non-wins.
Yeah, this is a typical line, man. It's where they're looking into the gassing, and the gassing might not come into round 3, so it could be a pick 'em up to that.
He went 5 rounds with Adrian Yanez, Miles Jones.
Yeah, but it's like you know how
I don't think this guy's like a elite gasser. Like every time he fights, he gasses. Where have we actually seen it? Like terribly gasses. Castaneda fight.
Yeah.
What other fights is he like extremely gassed in?
The Cole Smith was a split decision because he just got tired from the grappling a bit in his debut.
Don't you think his gassing's like? Don't you think he's not guaranteed to gas here?
Well, I just said I didn't tape it deep, so
yeah, true.
But like Morales, like didn't push the pace at all.
Yeah.
You know what? In the Dos Santos fight, that guy was pushing the pace and he was a punching bag, and he had the cardio to knock him out in round 3. So yeah.
Like, I'm not saying he's got good gas tank. I just think it's being overrated a little bit.
Yeah, no, I agree, man.
Well, we'll see.
Dog pass. I just looked at the under. Under could be the guy, man.
Yeah.
Plus money.
Oh, plus money.
Plus 130 for the under 2
See,
points.
since I'm betting Miles Jones, I won't play that because I feel like Miles Jones definitely live to win a decision here.
Well,
because I think Aguerto is very tough.
I reckon Jones is someone that can knock out anyone. Natividad, I think. Oh, no, he's chinny, my bad. I was going to say Natividad's got a good chin. Yeah, he dropped Cole Smith.
That Natividad was a dodgy knockout as well. He grabbed his glove and like.
Yeah, he still almost made him do a backflip. All right, let's move on from this fight. Have you looked into this one, Charles Jourdain?
Not really.
All right, you want me to take it away?
Yeah, I'm gonna go piss, bro. You go.
Fuck, I was gonna go. Should we go together? No.
None of that, bro.
I don't know why he's laughing, but anyway.
That's a tip spoken like a true
I'm doing the podcast.
Melbourneian.
I'm doing the podcast. Can you just keep it down, please? Yeah, so now that he's gone. All right. Yeah, Charles Jourdain, Ricardo Ramos, 2 guys that I hate betting on him. Would bet on him. Ricardo Ramos is a flake, or he seems like a flake. I think he's improving in terms of the flaky department, kind of like Charles Oliveira when he was younger. And then Charles Jourdain is not a flake. He fights for your money. He comes on late. He's durable. But he's just an idiot. Low IQ, and he's losing. Like, I keep shaking the laptop, but he's losing until he wins. And it's like losing to fighters like, Choi, Green, Feely, Koulibaly got saved by that draw. Marcelo Rojo until the round 3 KO. Julian Erosa, fell over and slipped against Bernardo. He was on the ground when he locked in that mean guillotine choke. Shane Burgos backpacked him for 2 rounds. Just got dominated by Nathaniel Wood, who didn't look like he got out of the first gear. Yeah, this guy's not worthy of the favorite price. I taped, and I kind of felt like I wanted to play Ramos. Ramos is really good at getting to the back, ducking under the punches. He's got a really good body lock slam, takedown as well. He got like 20 on Bill Algeo, who I think Algeo is probably the best win on both their records. But yeah, man, I think the striking will be competitive. I just don't trust Charles Jourdain at favorite line. He was a bit more patient in his last fight because he said it's his last fight on the contract and he needs to be a bit more patient, less reckless. But we're going to see that here. Ricardo Ramos is not going to pull guard and shit. He's going to mix in the striking. He might throw in some random spinning back elbows, which he spams a lot. If he's going to hit anyone, it's going to be bloody Jourdain. But yeah, like Elvis, beautiful name, mate, says, I bet you're Bosnian. Like Elvis says, he gives his back a lot, man. That's why Burgos was able to backpack him. Yeah. A lot of people have backpacked him. So it's like a no-brainer. Ricardo Ramos' best thing is his backpack, right? I want to take that back, actually. His backpack is not that good because he loses position a lot. The only guy who's really submitted is like Garagori, who's a bum. But yeah, it's a dog or pass for me. I would actually like to play him. but I see the lines come in a lot, and it's like I need a day ago it was plus 130, and I was like, what's with this money on Jourdain? I know from memory that he's not that good, and then I taped it today and I checked. I was like, let's go hit that 130, and then the line was gone. And now I don't know where to cap this fight. This fight's a shit show, man. Yeah, I think Ramos, even though he's kind of gassy and he pushes the pace in round 3 like against Zubaira, I think he's still gassy and he's able to like break the pressure from Algier with takedowns and stuff. I don't know. He should be able to do it here because Jourdain is a bad takedown defense, but I'm just rambling on. What about you, mate? I know you haven't looked into it. Do you want to just move on?
No, I've looked a little bit, just not as much as I want to. But basically, yeah, I just feel like, I think I heard Steve say a little bit that one guy's a flaker and one guy's not, and that's the truth of it. You know, Charles Jourdain's going to keep coming. He's going to push the pace, and I think he's going to be there late. Round 2, round 3, I think he's going to keep on pushing the pace, whereas I feel like Ramos will wilt. Ramos will obviously try to shoot takedowns in this fight. He tries to shoot takedowns in most fights, and also Jourdain is grappled in almost every fight. You know, he got grappled bad against Shane Burgos, got grappled bad against Andre Fili. He didn't get grappled too much against Nathaniel Wood, but Nathaniel Wood still swept him, took him down multiple times, jumped in his guard a couple of times. So, you know, this guy can be grappled consistently, and Ramos will go to it. I just have this vision of Ramos doing really well early, looking like massive plus EV, and then just losing because Charles Jourdain comes on late. Maybe he finishes him round 3, or maybe he gets a decision because he wins the last minutes of round 2 and round 3. I just feel like this is going to be a massive plus EV loss for Ricardo Ramos. But there's no way I would bet any money lines here. The reason is because I can't bet Jourdain because I think he's going to get beat early, and I think he could get grappled. I can't bet Ramos because I feel like he's going to break down late. So it's a pass for me. Yeah.
It's a shit show.
Narco saying I like the over.
Is that a 1.5 or?
No, that would be 2.5. I don't mind it, but I think Ramos is so like, I don't know. I get bad vibes from Ramos like flaking. So we'll see.
Yeah, I agree with this. I literally thought about this in the last fight. Jourdain finishes way overrated, and Jourdain competent in grappling, not to get subbed. Yeah, I was a bit disappointed by Ramos' sub equity, and yeah, I also thought Jourdain's finishing equity is overrated. But it's hard. You see, when you see Ramos' KOs, man, they just like come out of nowhere.
Just random, spinning back. But Charles Jourdain is super durable, man.
No, I mean like when he gets knocked out, Ramos, the Lerone Murphy, like.
Yeah, he flaked there. That was bad.
Said Nagomedov, like I guess the guy kicks hard, but
I like that over a lot better than GTD because I think Charles Jourdain is going to be pushing him round 3.
Yeah, that round 3, man. That round 3 is dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good shout, Narco. It seems like one of those sweaty ones. You know, a lot of spinning elbows, a lot of back takes.
Yeah.
Like probably hits.
High action that hits.
Let me just see what it's paying on Bet365. That's the same thing, right? $1.71 minus 120.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's
around there.
Yeah, that's good, man. Maybe I'll probably start round 3.
And I think that's like minus 130 or something.
Same shit. Steve, there's definitely a scratch city covering that restroom. Come on, mate. I use my phone. Jourdain's striking is pleasant on the eye, but no power. I disagree with this, bro. I hate Jourdain's striking. He can't fight backwards. He's got a high guard. He hates pressure, and he just throws. He spams kicks, and he just throws a left hand.
He's just durable and reckless, you know.
Yeah,
so he gets a lot of like knockdowns and shit because he's Air Jourdain, you know. He does flying knees and shit.
Yeah, but when you actually put it on him with a high quality striker, it's kind of like Nasrat.
It's like Nathaniel Wood, bro.
Yeah,
he cleaned him up.
He kept rocking him. He kept tripping him.
Cleaned him up, bro.
Yeah,
serious.
All right, nothing personal to Sammy D. You know, it might be pleasant to you, but yeah, I don't rate his striking at all. So Brian Battle,
it's just aggressive.
He is. Which that's what's scary about this fight. Round 3
it works.
As Ramos is gassed in round 3. Fuck.
Yeah.
Brian Battle. I take this one right after Collier. I don't have a strong take, man. What about you?
I don't like this fight because I kind of want to play Fletcher at plus 170. I think it's probably be like a plus EV win, plus EV loss though. Kind of like Ricardo Ramos. Probably it's not plus EV because I feel like he's going to get finished late, but I've gone back and forth a little bit. I do kind of want to play Fletcher. I think I think he has the potential to dominate in round 1, 10-8 in round 1, maybe even finish. But battle's really tough, so I don't know about that. But he's got some slick front headlock series like guillotine and stuff like that. So I think he's going to dominate round 1, but then I think he's going to fall off a cliff. I think AJ Fletcher's quite a bad gasser. I bet him against Matthew Semmelsberger round 1, round 1 easy. Could have 10-8'd him, couple of guillotines, and then he just completely fell off a cliff. He kind of gassed against Lusa as well. I just think he's a gasser. And Brian Battle will finish a gasser like he did Andre Petrosky, you know? Yeah, round 1 was tough, but just I think he might have finished in round 1. I can't remember. But I remember Andre Petrosky half started to wilt.
Round 2.
He started to wilt and then kind of finished him. Battle is the guy who's going to keep getting up. I don't think AJ Fletcher has the cardio or the wrestling of someone like Fakhretdinov, who obviously was able to just dominate him really in the grappling. I don't think Fletcher's as good to do that. So Fletcher probably. The thing is, though, I'll probably live bet Battle if I was going to bet him, because I think he's going to lose round 1 at a decent clip, or at least lose 3, 4, 5 minutes of round 1. So yeah, man, it's tough. Like I think this is dog or pass, because like I said, the early equity is massively on the Fletcher side. I see him gassing though. It's kind of like Ricardo Ramos. Like I'd like to bet him as underdogs because I think they're going to win early, and I think they're going to look dominant, not just win, but they'll look dominant. But I just think they're going to get finished late, you know, or at least lose late. I will say though, Battle's dropped down to 170. I know he's had a couple of fights there, but was the Rinat Fakhretdinov fight at 170?
It's the first time he got extended at 170.
So
and short notice too. So I think his cardio wasn't too bad.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see his cardio in this one if it goes late. But I'm sure it'll be a lot better than AJ Fletcher's. But the thing is, AJ Fletcher's really tough, man. So like we was talking about that on DM, like it's not out of the realm of possibility that he gets a takedown in round 2, he's able to stay on top, and then he just survives round 3. That's not out of the realm of possibility. I just think the gassing's going to come earlier. I think the gassing will come in round 2, not round 3. And if that's the case, Battle will probably finish him. So I'll pick Brian Battle to finish, but I think it's dog or pass.
Yeah, man, I agree with everything with you and old mate Narco, and like I was going between Battle as, you know, like a juicy favorite, like as an overall fight, you know, loses round 1 like you said, and then how often does he lose rounds 2 and 3, right?
Yeah.
But then it's like, in terms of value betting, you know, at that line, and like most have mentioned, you know, he's in Colorado now. He's like 25, 26. He's got a lot of potential. My questions with him early was, you know, finishing bums and never been extended. Now he's been extended against Matthew Semmelsberger, who I think is pretty serviceable UFC fighter, right? He's definitely UFC quality.
Yeah.
And Lusa as well. Almost knocked him out in round 2, not round 1. Like he was, but completely died at round 3. Now Semmelsberger was short notice, and Lusa was like at elevation. Like I don't want to say the kid is like a gas bag. Like usually when you go longer, your cardio improves. Like you have to go longer in a fight, not just training. Like that's why sometimes fighters extend it on purpose to get like the cardio in. Yeah, I don't want to underestimate him. He seemed fine in rounds 2 against Grimbo, and it was a back and forth scramble, heavy fight. He cracked him there. Like Narco said, man, he gets hurt in every single fight. I'm just going to go through it because it's funny. Got hurt by Urbina, Gore, Rinat. Like, and the other 2 guys are knocked out in like 30 seconds. So probably would have got hurt by them too. Like, and it gets taken down. So at that point, it's like I can't let the juice, even though I feel like he wins more often than not. So I'm just going to live bet it. I'm going to lie bet it. I don't want to underestimate Fletcher. Like he's a tough kid. I see a lot of potential in him, and I want to say he's going to gas. But yeah, battle, man. Another regret. I didn't play him against Gabe Green when all the money came in on him, and I saw the blue hair, and I realized he was in his hometown, and I'm like, what the hell's Green going to do here? He's going to come forward. I didn't expect that. Obviously, the fucking 15-second knockout. I think he might have underrated power. Like you got to remember, this guy's he was fighting at middleweight, and now he's dropped down and. He's got good finishing upside too, so I can't decide. Over unders, I think overs can hit, unders can hit. I think AJ can win somehow. I think Battle can win somehow. I think they can both finish each other. Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just big pass from both of us.
He does have a big reach advantage, yeah.
I think his cardio was fine there. I don't know if it was fine because round 3 was probably the worst he ever looked. He just didn't get up once. It was like the easiest. Yeah, he went rabies and he also went for a takedown when he hurt Lusa, which was the biggest red flag.
it's hard to not see value at plus 180 because we think he's going to dominate round 1. It's just, I don't know. You could hedge like battle round 2, round 3, but the guy's so tough. He might just last. You know.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a pass fight, man, from how we're speaking, or underdog plus 180 volatility. You know.
The other thing I'll say is the reason I couldn't get behind AJ Fletcher is because he's got really bad control. So even if he's going to get takedowns on Brown Battle, he's not going to do anything with it. He's not going to like lock in a rear naked choke. He's not going to mount him for the whole round. He kept losing against Grimbar. He loses against everyone. So Battle's just going to stand back up, and then that might gas him out. So I think it's Battle's fight to lose more often than not. All right, Marina Rodriguez, Waterson Gomez. I didn't tape any of this. I'm not interested in Marina. At 36 years of age, I think now. I know Waterson is pretty trash. Yeah, Marina is 36, what I guess.
Didn't know she was that old.
And, I think we both played her against Werner at the early line on Werner.
I played Werner.
Yeah. Like I had like +3, 2 something. And, yeah, I remember arguing with someone on Twitter. They were telling me that Marina has good get-ups. And I was like, where did you see the get-ups? I just watched 5 fights in a row.
No get-ups.
I watched 5 fights in a row, and I didn't see one get-up. And
that was such an easy bet, man.
And he just kept ignoring me. I'm not going to name him. He's someone in the Twitter space.
You go and name him, bro.
No, I'm not name him. Not on your podcast.
Do you think Big Steve should name him? Say in the chat if he should name him.
No, he's a kid. I don't want to bully kids out
here.
It's
Big Steve, bro. Come on.
This is why we're here. Big Bird's elite breakdown. Battle is consistent to work hard. You want to bet on hard. You want to bet on hard workers. Hard workers are good. Fuck this fight.
Look, Narco, name him.
Yeah,
go on, bro. Come on.
Stay toxic,
Cause
Narco.
the beef.
Stay toxic, Narco.
But everyone's saying name him. Steve's scared.
I'm not
Big
scared.
Steve. It's meant to be Big Steve, not Little Steve.
I don't want to be bullied, man. I don't want to bully kids. If it was you, I would fucking call you out, but you're an adult.
Can't call me out, but there's no dirt on me, bro. Everything's out there.
Just your better MMA record, but
best record in the game, bro.
All right. Anyway, I'm passing on this fight, bro. She's 36. It's a 3-round fight. If she gets taken down in one round, in one fight,
this is a rematch, yeah. They fought before. I don't know why they're making this fight again.
They fought a flyweight.
Why are they making this fight again?
I don't know, bro. They fought a flyweight, and Waterson got the shit kicked out of her because she's just not as aggressive.
5 rounds as well.
Yeah, and she won 1 round.
Yeah.
But what if this 1 round is in rounds 2 or 1, and you're sweating $1.36 favorite? Nah, it's a pass.
You know what I don't mind in this one, the under, because I played the under in that one. I played the under in the first fight in 5 rounds, and obviously it didn't hit. I think this under could be a reaction to that. Oh, just because it didn't hit, it will never hit. I don't know, man. I know Marina Rodriguez is very good defensive submission, but
she's elite.
She gets 10-8'd and shit a lot, and I don't know. I feel like you can only get 10-8'd for so long. Also, I feel like she can get ground and pounded out. She's got good submission defense, but you can ground and pound her out.
Yeah, not by Waterson though.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna say it's not impossible. Yeah. And then on the other side, I think Marina can definitely finish Waterson, but Waterson's so tough. But I don't know, man. I played it in the last fight, and I'm like, they're older now. They're probably less durable. Should I bet it again? I don't know, man. Karate Hottie, this chick's been retiring for like 5 years. It's plus 250 or something like that. I don't know, man.
She almost beat a much more in prime girl, in Pinheiro, who has big moments too. So
she got hurt in that one as well.
Yeah, it was big moments. The loss of that fight. Yeah, it's just I don't even want to waste my time taping. Sammy D, odds of Karate Hottie starting OnlyFans. Unfortunately, 0, mate, which breaks my heart.
Why is it?
Oh, she's got a family and kids. She's a respectable woman.
2023, man.
My only
family and kids means nothing.
Only thoughts, single thoughts with bad UFC records make OnlyFans. Come on, mate.
Bro, it's 2023, man.
She's a respectable woman. There's still respectable women in 2023. I think. I don't know. Haven't met him yet. No, I'm joking. Leave us. Good to talk to you for once, mate.
What about me, bro? Don't appreciate me, just Big Steve. I'm hosting Big Steve in the gaff on the L-shaped sofa. I've got all his party supplies in the bathroom. I know Steve appreciates me.
Yeah.
Alcoholic.
I mean, your fucking house wouldn't be here if I hated you, but unless I'm stealing your shit.
No, I've hid it all in the cupboard, bro.
Waterson is tough unless she gets cracked clean. Yeah, I don't know.
She is super tough. I'm not gonna lie, man. She's super fucking tough, but
yeah,
I don't know, man. Look, my plus 275 for the under 2.5, Steve. What should I bet it, Steve?
Yeah, you can go for a man pass, and I don't feel like throwing my money away on you know.
Plus 275 though.
On props that are not impossible to hit, you know. But yeah, that's more your style. Here we go. Lou Betcher. Still think James has to fight his way out of a house to end the show. I mean, we're in his house, so he doesn't have to do anything. What's the fucking co-main event? Bryce Mitchell, Dan Ige. I think there's a bit of value in Ige. I'll be honest and say I'm not rushing to play him. Just because I still think he has issues with his takedown defense. That's his weakness. He's not like a typical black belt. He's quite a turtle off his back. Evloev quite easily 30-27'd him, and he used his striking for majority of the fight as well until round 3, and then he absolutely mauled him. I think Bryce has issues with defense, and he's just way too aggressive, and he can gas, and he's relentless with his wrestling, but doesn't really set it up. So maybe a couple of get-ups from Ige, maybe a couple of big shots. Ige's really good at pulling you in, you know, high guard, backing up, and as you come in, he will counter you with beautiful overhand. He's got one punch KO power, so that alone is a dog or pass for me. I mean, as good as Bryce is, I'm not rushing to play on minus 200. I think this is probably the best opponent he's fought in general, other than Topuria. Yeah, I mean Barboza, old.
Yeah.
I mean Fialho. Yeah, I mean Fialho shouldn't even be in the rankings anymore. I don't think he was in the rankings back then. I was impressive that he 30-27'd him, you know, and his round 3 was the best.
Yeah,
he's capable, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I respect Bryce Mitchell, and I think I get why the line is getting steamed. You know, you just watch Ige fight Korean Zombie, and you watch him fight everyone. Yeah. But I mean, the other thing is, I like to cap this into my breakdowns. He's fought that level of style of matchup so many times. How many times has he trained for an anti-grappler? Right. Obviously, I see some people saying, "Oh, he did really well against Damon Jackson." I'm like, that Damon Jackson can't wrestle for shit.
And he's just scared off as well.
Yeah, he's chinny, so he's scared to close the distance. Bryce won't be scared. So I definitely see Bryce hitting takedowns. You know what? Bet365 actually has these takedowns. I don't have to go on Neds anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, out of curiosity.
Are they out?
No, they're not out. Fact, that would have been good to know. Maybe
they're so wildly different from like the rest of the market.
Because they're new.
Yeah.
So there you go. Just take advantage of those.
That's one of the biggest edges you'll ever get in gambling is when the bookies release a new market, because they have got no idea what they're doing, at least for a few months. So you need to just smash it. Sometimes they release new markets and then they pull the market because they're just getting hit on it so much. So yeah, Bet365, if you've got access to that, they've just released takedown markets and other things as well. They've got significant strikes and stuff like that. I know a few of my guys have been hitting them. So if you've got Bet365, take advantage while you can.
Silky, what are all the dogs you're playing, mate? 5 or so looking good. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I can see it's definitely a dog card.
Yeah, I think it's a dog card.
Oh yeah, that's easy. Yeah, there's plenty of dogs, man.
I needed to wear the Dog Hunter t-shirt, but I forgot to bring it.
Like BKFC prop. Yeah, we know you became a millionaire with those props, mate. Unfortunately, I cannot trust BKFC with my money. I didn't tell any of the losing bets that people have been saying, but I remember last BKFC guy, some guy said it was going to kill everyone, and yeah, I can't trust that shit. Yeah, I think it's your breakdown, bro.
Yeah, I think there's value in Ige here. I know a lot of people on Bryce Mitchell because obviously he's been steamed. I think it was like minus 140, minus 150, and now he's minus 200. You know, something that Steve didn't mention, I'm not going to go over the same things, but Bryce Mitchell is coming off the worst loss of his career, right? It was a big, high-profile fight against Topuria. He got fucked up badly, got beat up and choked out. And he retired after that fight, right?
Yeah.
He went on live and just like retired, whatever, emotional. I guess it was just an emotional thing. But
it's like me, like losing 5,000. I'm like, I'm done gambling, you know. But it's like you wake up tomorrow and you find
it's a red flag, you know. It's a red flag that he's talking about retirement after he lost. So I don't know how he's going to come back mentally from that. That was obviously a big thing for him. Also, I did the live stream yesterday and people were saying, yeah, speaking about his mental state, he's been on Instagram live all week, breaking into his ex-girlfriend's house because his ex-girlfriend stole a dog from him and fucked up all his crops or some mad shit.
Assaulted him and shit, yeah.
So like he's going through all of that stuff as well. And he pulled out of his last fight, I think, with a shoulder injury or he got cancelled or something like that. There's just a lot of there's a lot of narrative-based things in this fight that I usually don't cap in a lot, but there seems to be more than one thing, and it's all adding up negatively for the Bryce side. So it could affect him completely, zilch, but it could affect him a lot. We never know how people are going to let their mental affect them in fights, right? So I just think that's a negative on the Bryce side. And at the end of the day, man, Ige cracks very hard. I don't know, man. I feel like there's some value on Ige here. Yeah, look, he gets grounded every single fight that someone wants to take down, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's essentially gonna be a decision.
I got a weird feeling about this one.
It's gonna be a decision, and I can't play some guy that's minus 200 to win a decision when the fight's gonna start on its feet. And yeah, what I want to say about Daz Files, this is a massive red flag in gambling. Every time the guy that I'm betting on, his girlfriend has burned his trees down, I just pass on the fight.
Yeah.
So thanks, Daz. That's a good one.
That's a known edge.
Yeah. So the guy you're betting on, his girlfriend burned his cherry trees down. Just pass the fight. Don't risk it. It's not worth it. It's minus EV. Don't forget he's a flat earther. Yeah, he's a very based human being. He's about to get some rape allegations too, no doubt. Who do you think will be good for takedowns? I think you know that yourself, mate. I mean, Bryce is going to be the one that's aggressively going to shoot.
I think he's asking for the whole card. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't thought about it, but like I'm pretty confident Bryce is going to hit one takedown.
Yeah, he will.
And his cousin just got KO'd in the damn Contender Series while cornering him. Odd that too. I mean, his interview, it's one of the only interviews I watched, and he says he's super healthy, super grateful. He's praying to Jesus more than usual, so can't fade Jesus' power. All right, man. The best fight ever.
Main event.
I love this fight.
This is a great fight. Striker versus grappler. Old school UFC days. Gamrot versus Fiziev. All right, I'll go first. I think Fiziev's going to win the fight. I think he does way too much damage on the feet for Gamrot to hold. And even if he does hold it, because I don't think Gamrot's been finished before, if he does hold it, I think he's going to be damaged. The fight goes later. So I think a lot of people think that if the fight gets into the third, fourth, and fifth round, Gamrot will take over. I'm not 100% sure, because you can be so damaged by leg kicks, by body kicks, by being dropped, knocked down a couple of times, body shots, that you just don't have much to give in rounds 3, 4, and 5. So I do think there's a possibility there where he doesn't get knocked out, but he just takes a lot of damage, and he doesn't really have much gas left in the fight when it comes to round 3, 4, and 5. Also, the calf kicks are going to be there for Fiziev. We saw Arman Sarukian land a lot of calf kicks, a lot of leg kicks. That can take away your power to shoot late. And I also think he's got big finishing upside early. You know, I think that Fiziev can definitely knock him out. Gamrot gets hurt a lot. He gets dropped a lot. I know he doesn't look hurt. He recovers quite quick, but I don't think you can do that forever. At the end of the day, he's hittable. And Fiziev hits like a truck, in my opinion, very fast. So, yeah, I like Fiziev in this one. I think he's got good takedown defense. I think he's very athletic. He's a Thai striker, so he's got very good balance, because obviously he's proficient in the clinch. You need to have good balance in the clinch in Muay Thai, even with one leg, which Gamrot's going to pick his leg up for sure. Balance, athleticism, takedown defense, low center of gravity. I think that's all going to help him early. And yeah, I got Fiziev for the knockout in this one, maybe like round 3 or something. And if not, I still think he can win. I still think he can win a decision. Cool. I know you're on the other side though, right?
Yeah, this is probably the first one we disagree on, which I guess is good, because we've been on the same page. I don't know. I don't feel like Fiziev at this price really covers, 5-rounder. I don't think, he's going to be the first person to KO Gamrot. I think the dude has just absolutely insane durability. I think this is, in terms of the fight itself, it's a bit of a step down. Like fighting someone like Diego Ferreira or Arman Sarukian, who have that jiu-jitsu, have the get-ups, the scrambles. Obviously, Fiziev does have elite takedown defense. I agree with that. Like you can see that he's got super strong hips. I think that's because of his Sambo background as well. But it's like if he does take him down, he's not going to invert for legs like Dariush, and they've got the elite jiu-jitsu. And he took Dariush down multiple times in round 1. Like if he takes down Fiziev, like it's going to be a bit different. Yeah, Fiziev's going to get up, but it's different, and he might gas out as well from the constant takedowns. Like I could bang on forever about this fight, but I feel like we've seen a lot of this fight. We've seen it like with Armin. There's a bit of Armin in Fiziev. You know, Armin won. A lot of people thought he won rounds 1, 2, and 3 because of the kicks. I think Gamrot has underrated boxing, but no one really notices it because he's not gifted with power at all. His main issue is athleticism. He doesn't hit hard. It doesn't look like he hits hard. He doesn't really hold people down. And Armin was just kicking him, and people were like, "Yep, 3-0 Armin," even though it's quite competitive. And you know, Gamrot got a lot of takedowns. So I think that's what we're going to see here as well. Obviously, Jalenton. I also feel like a lot of people, you know, hammered. I think me and you were both on. You were on Turner.
Yeah.
And so many people hammered Gamrot. They thought it was an easy match. I was like, no, I don't see it. You know, he went to minus 200. I did end up playing Gamrot, but I played submission or decision for like a quarter unit at plus money. And I think people, you know, they were surprised by that result, how Gamrot almost lost. And they thought, you know, Turner was an absolute fish off his back. And now it's kind of like the line again. They're underestimating him. And that fight with the fight with RDA as well. But that fight was on like a week's notice. Even that fight, I think, is a bit of a step down from a guy that's like 6'4" lightweight to a small, stocky guy like Fiziev, and he's just a striker pretty much, a sprawling brawler. The RDA fight, yeah, I would say that was a good look, but RDA is not a good wrestler. It doesn't really come close to someone like Gamrot. Everything was hip level. He does a lot of cage pushing. He can get a takedown when he locks his hands behind his back, but even against Felder, a lot of failed takedown attempts. He was just kind of pushing against the cage, and he'll get 1 or 2. Plus, yeah, I think this is a step up for Fiziev and step down. Like Fiziev's gonna have
Fiziev just for Gaethje. Gaethje's next title contender.
Yeah, but that's striking, man. It's a 3-round striking fight, but
it's still not a step up.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a tough matchup, man. It's a tough matchup in a 5-rounder. For me, I find it hard to see how in a 5-round fight, Fiziev's going to cover this line just by outstriking someone that's going to constantly shoot takedowns. Like, he's going to have to get up.
I think he can finish him. You don't think that?
I think that's a hot take. If he finishes him, then, you know, so be it. I don't think he hits that hard. I think if he hits hard, he would have finished people like Alex White, you know, Mark Diakese, and he kicked the shit out of him too, and he couldn't. I don't think he has one-punch KO power. I think it does look like that when he's knocking out, you know, Moicano, who's chinny, and RDA was impressive. That's his most impressive knockout. I'll give him that. And in round 5, I think he looked amazing there.
He hurts a lot of guys, man.
He does, but
basically every fight.
Yeah. But this is how I cap his cardio. I think I figured him out. He's when he blows his load, it's usually on pay-per-view events, right? When he goes hard, he went hard against Bobby Green. The crowd was going crazy. He threw like insane amount of volume. Round 3, he was dead. Like, he just gassed. Really composed against Brad Riddell. Saved his energy. Yeah. Just a couple of kicks to steal rounds, and then knocked him out in round 3. Saved his energy, right? Went really hard against Mark Diakese. Got really gassed round 3. I think Diakese won round 3 or like took him down. Did much better. So he has to compose himself. So the only reason I haven't pulled the trigger, I actually pulled the trigger. I got a little bit on Gamrot, but the only reason I haven't gone big is because Gamrot, he just gets, even when he doesn't get hurt, he just gets dropped like that. The Turner fight, a lot of people thought he lost because he fell down in round 1 against Turner, and he was like, the thing barely clipped him, and he fell down. And he's always falling down because he's like in and out. He's kind of walking into punches, and I hate that. Like, a lot of people thought he was 3-0 down against Armin, who's not a good striker personally. So it's like there's a chance that maybe Fiziev can go 3-0 up, and then I'm like, fuck, I'm not expecting a finish from someone like Gamrot. Yeah. And then even, you know, the RDA fight, it was what, like 3-0 up as well, and then RDA won round 4.
3-1, yeah.
So it's like, even though he's a one-dimensional kickboxer, he can, if he's really composed, if he sprawling brawls, and if he just does a few body kicks at the right time, and, you know, maybe drops Gamrot, because Gamrot is so, I want to say he's a bad minute winner, but he's like, he invites big moments. He invites big moments that always loses in rounds. And even like what two judges gave Dariush 30-27, right?
Yeah.
Even though I thought quite clearly he won round 1. All Dariush did in round 1 was get up from all the takedowns. He was like defending.
Mm.
So I was like, I'm scared about that. It's like,
yeah, like how does he win rounds? Because he doesn't wet blanket anyone. He just he gets like multiple takedowns in one round, so he wins the round. He's got no striking upside in this fight.
He's got good boxing, man. His boxing's underrated. He was lighting up. If you look at the Armin fight, Armin was the one with the busted up face. He was bleeding.
Armin's not a great striker, man.
He's underrated. He's not.
Fiziev's elite striker.
Yeah, like obviously.
But like, how is Gamrot going to win rounds? By top timing him.
No, he's going to do what he always does, bro. Like
The wrestle box.
Yeah, he won rounds against Turner by just like he hit him in the head a few times. He calf kicked him, and then he mixed in a takedown. Yeah, he got up straight away, but then his skirt's on the outside. He avoids, so he's just going to avoid Fiziev. Fiziev's pretty patient. It's going to be competitive, man. It's going to be competitive, and then he'll be the only one hitting takedowns. It's just like, how can you play a one-dimensional striker that just has to sprawl and brawl?
In my opinion, massive KO upside, massive damage upside, and I don't think he's going to gas out like everyone seems to believe he's going to gas out. And like, if he hurts him early, is Gamrot really going to be like pushing a pace and dominating in round 4 and round 5? It's probably going to be a close round, like the Sarukian fights. I don't know, man.
Who's this fucking idiot? Major Peel. This guy you got here isn't very good at breakdowns. All he does is compare guys to other guys.
Come on, be nice, brother.
What does that mean? Who am I comparing to who?
Oh, is that Gugabi? I messaged him.
Gugab?
Ringwood Macca in 15 minutes.
I'll fight you both. Yeah, I know you want to fight.
Should we do it? 2-on-1, man. We should be able to win. I know Gugabe is a big heavyweight now, but it's 2-on-1, man.
No, he was just dive into my guillotine, no doubt.
Oh, easy, bro.
All the big dudes just dive into the guillotine. Major Peel. Major Peel has a bet on Fiziev. That's why he's so negative.
Major Peel, come on, relax, bro. Like,
he hurts. No, let him be. He hurts
polite.
every opponent. He fights badly. What are you talking about? He has no power. I said he doesn't have one punch KO power. He's been dropped in every fight. Yeah, we addressed all this rubbish. Yeah, as I was saying, at that line, I don't know, man. I mean, yeah.
Oh, head to head, man. It'll be good. It'll be good to see who wins.
Maybe I just what do you cap him at then? How do you think? Do you think he's just gonna stuff? Do you think he's gonna stuff every takedown? You think he's gonna stuff a low?
I think early will stuff a lot. You know.
Do you think he's gonna stuff a low ankle pick?
I think he'll just get straight back up. Yeah, he might go to his arse, but he'll just roly-poly back and just stand up, you know.
Yeah.
I don't see Gamrot controlling him on top, staying on top, doing damage.
Yeah, he doesn't control anyone.
Fiziev will get straight back up.
Yeah. So if he just keeps doing that for 5 rounds, which he actually has the cardio to do.
And I think he's going to get hurt, man. Like, he lost the Turner fight. We got someone who beat Justin Gaethje last fight, and we got someone who lost.
He didn't beat Gaston Jay.
We got someone who lost against Jalen Turner last fight. So, I mean...
Bro, Jalen Turner's underrated, man. He took Jalen Turner.
I bet on Jalen Turner in that spot. I rated him exactly what he should be.
He took Jalen Turner on 1 week's notice, and he beat him. He did what he had to do.
He didn't beat him. Real ones know.
Yeah, that's right. Whatever that means. Gamrot doesn't hold peeps down in Fizz. So this is just... That's fouls. We don't need Captain Obvious statements, mate. We just covered this.
Tell Gugabe to come straight to the gaff, mate. We don't need to meet... No, down. We don't need to meet him at McDonald's. Just come straight down. Come to the gaff. You're invited, bro.
Gugabe agrees with me for once. Armin fight cardio durability. Gamrot shits on Fiziev.
Yeah, but...
I think it's very relatable. Yeah, Fiziev's better.
Reliable, he said.
Reliable, yeah.
Yeah, but he's going to take critical damage over the first 3 rounds. Like, I think oftentimes when we think about MMA fights, we're like, who wins the fight if it goes to decision? Like, who wins if there isn't an early knockout? But I think a lot of times there is an early knockout. And a lot of times people get hurt so badly that they can't do what they would do because they've already taken critical damage. I will say that Gamrot seems like he has very good recoverability. So maybe he will be able to push the pace in round 4 and round 5. But I think even if it gets there, I think it's going to be hurt, man.
All right, so who...
Like, RDA was kind of like that. Like, everyone thought RDA would dominate late, right? I bet on RDA in that spot, I think.
So did I, and I hated the bet because I thought his wrestling sucks, and he has...
But he took a lot of damage in those first 3 rounds. Like, he was just...
No, he didn't take shit, man. He did. The only time he got hurt was round 5, and then he got finished.
No, but he was just getting kicked the fuck.
Yeah, but... What...
And I think that stopped him from really pushing the pace in round 4 and round 5. I think it stopped him from pushing the pace because he had been kicked the fuck for like 3 rounds.
So let me ask you this, and then we can move on. If you seem to be banking on Fiziev to be the first guy to KO him.
No, I think there's a big chance he can. And like I said, I think he can win a decision.
What if he doesn't? Do you think he covers this line? Do you think he's more than 70% implied?
Yeah.
60%?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you look at these other fights, like Guram is a bit of a similar matchup, right? He hurt him, dropped him, couldn't hold him down. Guram still thought he lost that decision split on short notice. Armin, the same 5 rounds. Everyone thought Armin was up 3-0, but it was competitive. And then rounds 4 and 5, he started taking Armin's back, who's an elite grappler. All right. Yeah. Dariush almost killed him with an overhand overhand left. So these guys are not knocking him out. Turner dropped him like 2-3 times.
Yeah.
And he still wanted to.
No, he's got great recoverability, I will say.
Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I just feel like in a 5-rounder, if this was a 3-round fight, then I think I think Gamrot's probably drawing slim. I think, like I said, he's weird, man. He's weird.
I just don't like Gamrot's margins in fights, man.
Yeah.
Like you said, the Jalen Turner fight, he won, but I mean, look at that. That was a 50-50 fight. Guram Kutuladzé was a 50-50 fight. I just don't like his margins. Fiziev's margins are clear. Yeah, he's going to win rounds dominantly. There's no argument. He's going to knock you out or he's going to do a lot of damage. Whereas I think Gamrot's going to like squeak by rounds. I don't think it's going to go 5 rounds and it's going to be like, yeah, Gamrot easily won that round. I think it's going to be like Gamrot maybe won that round. And that's best case scenario.
Major Peel with the hot takes.
Gamrot is nothing but a wrestler.
Suspect chin.
Maybe he's got good recoverability.
The most suspect chin with 24 fights and 0 KO losses.
The only thing that worries me, honestly, in this fight, the only thing that worries me is if Gamrot's pressure and his wrestling cardio gets to Fiziev and Fiziev is gassed in round 4 and round 5. I think it's possible. That I'm worried about that. Everything else, I'm not really worried about.
I mean, we literally haven't seen that. That's the thing. We haven't seen it.
Seen what him gas out.
Like that kind of matchup. Like Desanya's tried it, but he's just he's so old and he's not. Whereas the first 30 seconds, Gamrot might die for an ankle, and then it's like
he will.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Okay, I agree with James. Gamrot wins with small margins in 3 rounds.
That's what I'm saying. That's my only worry is if round 4 and round 5, if the cardio pace gets to him with wrestling. But I don't think that's a guarantee though. Like I said, at all.
I'm just looking at it from a value perspective. One is like plus 130, whereas the other one is a moderate favorite. So we pretty much need Fiziev to win 3-0 off a couple of body kicks and stuff takedowns, and to not gas out from the pace. But yeah, it's fine, man. I don't want to keep banging on. Like this is chat's going crazy.
Yeah, it's a good fight, man. It's a serious fight.
Major Peel, Fiziev get a KO early in round 5. Yeah, nice. That's going to pay a lot of money, man. Go for it. Diak beat him off pure mean mugging.
Yeah, Diakazi's super durable though, man. I think if he gets hit by the stuff that
I don't know if he's super durable, man.
He is, man.
He's getting wobbled by Nazareth and had him on death's door.
No, man. He's
Gamrot is more durable than Diakazi.
I think Gamrot will get dropped by the shots Diakazi took.
Yeah,
I don't think he get finished, but I think he get dropped, and that means you clearly lose the round.
Big Bird makes a good point. Gamrot is hung like a horse. Here we go. Disregarding betting and value, gun to your head, who do you pick to win? I would pick Gamrot because I don't.
Yeah, at these lines,
it's a 5-round fight, man.
These lines, you kind of bet on who you think.
But hey, like I said, I didn't put a big bet on. There's something stopping me. I think that the way Gamrot fights, there's a way you could go 30-27 down on slim margins, eating a couple of body kicks.
Yeah, you can't make a massive bet on this fight. Yeah. Like there is paths for both fighters.
Live bet, I bet Gamrot against Armin decision, and live bet was giving me so much more. So I mean, round 1, round 2 for Fiziev. It's going to be a big live bet price on Gamrot again.
It will be. Gagabi said it earlier. There's no reason to pre-bet. I think if you're on the Gamrot side, there's no reason to pre-bet. But
yeah, I just hit like a quarter unit because like I don't always like to leave everything to live bet like 100% because I don't think either one's going to finish. So maybe, like you said, anything can happen in MMA. Maybe Gamrot wins round 1 and we don't have a live bet. Like anything can happen. Maybe the takedowns look better than what we've seen before. But yeah.
Don't you think Gamrot is going to take massive shots in the first 2 rounds?
Yeah, but that's fine, bro. The guy's got elite durability.
So what if he takes massive shots in both rounds? He needs to win every round going forward to win.
Yeah, but he's a plus 130 underdog.
That's not a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the grappling upside. You know what I mean? Diakazi has a better chin than Gamrot. That's Jesus Christ, this guy's full of hot takes. Armin was a horrible decision, but it was an impressive performance. Yeah. Never know if someone would this happen instant heel hook.
That would be ridiculous.
Yeah, but Gugaba will bet on it. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, done.
I'm happy with that. I was going to give the people some Bellator bets, but I think we've been online long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Subscribe to my OnlyFans if you want my Bellator bets.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, might have like James in there on some special pay-per-view for one day.
Get Gugabe on the stream, man. Gugabe's saying he's busy, but if you want to see Gugabe on the stream before I leave Melbourne, say it in the chat because we'll get him live in the flesh.
All right, major appeal. The Acacia has also never been KO'd like Gamrot, but hasn't been dropped in 3 fights straight. So he's been dropped by, what's his name? Alves before he was guillotined. He got dropped by Nazrat. That's just off the top of my head, man. He gets dropped a lot. Like, would the Acacia get dropped by Turner or Dariush? Or it's not even a competition, man.
Why is Big Bird saying Josh O'Connor? I thought you were on the other side.
I don't know.
I thought he was on the other side.
He is on the other side. He's just trolling. All right. That's it, man.
Done.
Do you want to say something to...
Not much, man. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Thanks for the chat, as always. There was no chat. We wouldn't make the content, so shout out to everyone. Hopefully, we gave you some good bets. And, yeah, good luck this weekend.
Easy peasy. I think that's everything. Major appeal, get fucked.